Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So this month, May of 2023, looks like I'm gonna hit a new milestone in a couple weeks. Bismuth will be 10% of my net worth, hopefully this month. And so most of my friends obviously think I've lost my mind about it. My family thinks I've lost my mind about it, but that's okay. Because there was another time where I would have lost my mind. I didn't have the money at the time, unfortunately, and I've really come to regret it. So I'm really making up for an injustice. Back in 2001, the UK had just sold off all of their gold reserves, and it was around the same time that governments also stopped holding silver altogether. Most of the major governments around the world, the United States included, silver was $4 an ounce. And then 9/11 happened, and silver hadn't reacted yet. And I remember talking to my dad about this because my mom was really upset that my dad had lost all this money in the stock market over the last year and a half at this point. We're talking just after 9/11. And my mom was saying that the previous year she had been pleading with my dad to please take some of the profits from the stock market. Let's pay off the mortgage. And my dad was insisting that the market was going to double again and all that. And we all knew what happened. And so I suggested to my dad, why don't you take, this is after 9/11, why don't you take whatever money you had left from the stock market and buy junk silver, especially the 40% silver half dollars, because they were going for 60, 65 cents a coin. And I thought there was a limit to how much you could lose. And I had heard all this news about all the silver shortages and all that. And so long story short, I probably didn't present it very well. I mean, the idea that we would stash our basement with silver coins probably didn't jive well with my dad's generation. If I had a chance to go back in time, I might have presented it a little bit more differently to my dad. But hindsight is 2020. And but today, I see a major parallel between bismuth today and silver back in 2001, right? We have all this trade tension with all the countries in the world that produce our bismuth. And right now, the only reason bismuth is cheap is because you're not paying for the mining costs of bismuth when you buy physical bismuth, because it's a byproduct. The people who are buying lead, antimony, and all the other good stuff are subsidizing the cost of me buying silver, right? And also shortages in computer technology needing bismuth in the coming years, right? 99% of the bismuth we pull out of the ground we eventually consume in some way, whether it be in medicine, in the paint like on the wall behind me, in nuclear energy. Very little of it gets, it's the opposite of gold, right? With gold, it's 99% of it gets recycled, right? I can't think of too many the only application where I can think of where gold is permanently consumed is when we launch it into space, right? With the on a computer chip somewhere, right? Then it's not very cost effective to bring it back to Earth. Other than that, it's very rarely consumed. With bismuth, it's the other way around, right? It's the minority of bismuth that gets recycled in some way, right? All right, so I see a huge parallel between silver in 2001 and bismuth in 2023, and after 22 long, frustrating years, I finally get to do what I wanted to do back in 2001.